Hey everybody, it's a Jason Carr Drive field trip to the hills of Fox Hills, Plymouth, and of course Lions legend Eddie Murray in the house to talk not just MIRA, Midwest Independent Retailers Association, reminding you to support local, but the Detroit Lions. What are we thinking as we head into training camp in this fall?
Well, optimism's always high right now. You know, expectations are high and all that. But, you know, their biggest thing is they just got to stay healthy. I mean, these past two seasons have been devastating for them. And if we can find a way to be more healthy during the season and not have so many people on the IR, I think we'll be well.
What would you say, how important is, obviously it's important to stay healthy, but I'm saying in terms of turning the corner into Super Bowl contender or winner, why does it seem like the teams that always get to the finish line are the ones that don't have the injuries that the Lions have had in past years?
Well, it's always been a constant statistic. The healthiest teams each year are usually all of the playoff teams. The misnomer was the Lions' 15-2 year. They had 20 guys on IR, and that has never happened in the NFL.
And
so that was an anomaly.
Found that Dan Campbell magic.
Right, exactly. Yeah. They did what they did. So it's like I said, it's it's a game of attrition. I think they're doing some great jobs with filling in some of the backup situations that they have. I still think they're a very strong offense. It's going to be, I think the question mark this year is going to be on the defensive side of things. When you have two really, Pro Bowl safeties that have question marks coming off of injuries coming in, that's tough, to fill in.
I'm glad that you mentioned defense, because would you say that in the last 45 years that the best Lions defense was the Silver Rush?
Well, I've got a little soft spot for that, because I was part of all. I was part of it afterwards, because that the Silver Rush started, I think, a couple of years before when Bubba Baker was drafted.
1980. Right?
Yeah, well, 80 was when I was drafted, but Bubba was there for 2 years before. I think the 78 was when they got the term the
Another
Silver
one
Rush
bites the dust.
with John Woodcock and Dave Purifoy, Doug English, and Bubba Baker. That front line was pretty formidable back in the day.
Give me a prediction on this year.
Well, I think they should be a playoff team. The thing that helps is because of having the poor season the year before, they have a slightly easier schedule. That's kind of how they always do it. So with the easier schedule, if we can stay healthy, knock on wood, I think we should be, if not division leaders, we should be a wild card team. And then when you're in the playoffs, it's a winner take all each game. So we'll see what happens.
All right, Eddie Murray, everybody, Detroit Lions legend, MIRA, Midwest Independent Retailers Association, reminding you as always, shop local, support local. The chains, fine. You're going to go there for sometimes, but when you can support a local, it could be a party store, it could be a hardware store, it could be anything. Make sure that you support local. Hey, it's Jim Arnold. Do you mind giving up your chair?
Here we go, Jim. Come on in.
Former Lions punter Jim Arnold is entered the fray.
Hello. How are we?
Hello. So Jim, same questions I was just asking Eddie. Look at the season ahead. He mentioned the easier schedule. This is a team that came within a half of the Super Bowl not all that long ago. Give me your take on the upcoming Lions.
Well, I think the number one thing you've got to say is that, you do have an easier schedule as it is rated, if you will. But the key is staying healthy. You look at the last 2 years and you get decimated with injuries. What was it, 2 years ago was defensive line, and then last year was DBs. If we can keep the team fairly healthy, I think they can do some great things. But they've got to stay healthy.
What about this notion that you have a small window where you're an actual legit Super Bowl contender? Did the Lions miss their window a few years back?
I don't know if they necessarily missed their window, because you look at the talent they've had to this team over the past several years, and it continues to go on. I know that, I'm on blank on a couple of them.
It's early still before we tee off.
I know that we have some draft picks that have impressed in camp.